the end of the episode, we see Nick trying to date rape Cheryl.
Yeah.
And obviously the girls all like save her and beat him up. So what did you think of that storyline, and how's that going to be affecting all of the kids going forward?
All of the kids, you meaning the characters?
Yeah, all the characters that were in that parties.
I think it's a really cool storyline to show that again, all these characters are here for each other, and it's cool to see them back each other up. But I think, I think when we read that storyline, we were really happy to put it out there for the fans, and I think it's also a really kind of I think it's kind of a meaningful storyline as well. I think people can there's people out there that can relate to that, and I think people can learn a lot from that as well by the way we're playing those certain types of scenes. But yeah, it's I forget what else. Yeah.
Well, like what does that mean to you getting to play the story, and how's that going to be affecting them going forward?
It definitely gets brought up in the later episodes, I think. I can't put it back to anything at the moment, but there's definitely conversation about it between the core four about Nick Sinclair's appearance in Riverdale and what had happened. But yeah, no, I was really stoked with that storyline. It was good.
Does Archie's past with Mrs. Grundy come into that conversation at all? Because he was victimized by this person who had power over him. Or is that not part of the conversation?
I don't think so. I don't remember it coming up, but I can fully see how it could have. But I don't remember it. And I also think that could also be another reason why Archie, when he finds out about what happened in the episode, became so immediately protective as well, as because he just went through that whole thing, and I guess he's kind of trying for him to kind of see that happening to his girlfriend is almost, you never know what someone like Archie would do after someone could hurt his girlfriend. He's the last person's girlfriend you want to hurt. I think.
The Black Hood kind of puts Betty into a difficult situation where she has to name someone at the end of the episode. So going forward, how more dangerous is the Black Hood going to be in the next episode for Archie and for Betty?
How much more dangerous?
Yeah, how is that threat becoming more real for them?
I think it becomes more real for them in a way where it becomes more constant. The communication becomes more constant, and I think it becomes more constant, and it becomes more. I feel like Betty becoming smarter about the situation and understanding the Black Hood more gets us closer to kind of figuring out who he is, and also makes his actions more what's the word? Help me out here, guys. he starts doing more.
He accelerates them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, fully.
One last question on 206.
205.
What can you tell us about why the Black Hood is so obsessed with Betty?
That's a good one.
It's her dad.
That's a really, really good question. Has Cole been here yet?
No.
Okay. Why is he so interested in Betty? Well, that's a hard question for me to answer because I know who it is. So, but yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't think I can answer that.
Do you think fans will be really surprised when they find out? Is it a big twist or?
Very. I think it's the whole thing is the writers have been really smart in the way they've done it because it's just really unexpected. Like, you could never, you couldn't guess it, I don't think. But at the same time, you could guess it. Honestly, it's amazing the way the writers have articulated it. I think it's really good.
Okay, guys, let's give me 1 minute, and KJ will come.
Yeah.
I think he just told us it's not her dad.
I think it's
Sheriff Keller.
Dalton
Dalton?
is like some little creeper in the background.
Are we doing 206 now?
Like, he would be like super obsessed with Betty and like planning everything. I don't know, but he's all of a sudden hanging around with cool kids and he stabbed his own leg in a fight. I think it's Dalton.
Okay. Yeah, I'll hang on to it.
Hal Cooper.
Maybe
So
there's like
guys,
two
now
of
you
them.
could do preview questions for 206. We're not doing any postmortems for 206, so preview only.
Well, what can you tease about how the parents are going to be reacting to Nick's attempted date rape of Cheryl and
Sorry, can you repeat that?
What can you tease about how the parents are going to be responding and reacting to the allegations about Nick trying to date rape
Cheryl.
and what he tried to do to Veronica?
Yeah. I think we can all kind of figure out with Hiram being here what kind of things could happen. Whether or not those things do happen is up to for the fans to see. But I think for me that is the most interesting part of that. Afterwards is how Hiram deals with it.
Archie's kind of in a difficult situation because he's really good friends with Jughead, sorry. But yet Jughead's kind of partnering with the serpent. So in that episode, can you kind of preview how he's going to be kind of put into like a difficult choice to make? Like, for example, the car race, but can you preview that?
What do you mean?
Like how is, I'm trying to think of how to say it without spoiling it.
Right.
But like, how is he put in a bad situation because the serpents are after him?
Yeah.
Jughead's a serpent, but he's friends with Jughead.
Right. Jughead's a serpent, but he's friends with Jughead.
But
Oh.
Archie is friends with Jughead.
Yeah, okay.
So he's kind of put in the middle.
Yeah. I don't get it. I don't get the question.
Can you preview the tension between Archie and Jughead now that Jughead's in the Serpents and like that episode is about the car race? So
Yeah, Archie doesn't want Jughead to be in the Serpents, and he's made that very clear to him many times. Even before episodes before that, he's already talked about the Serpents and how he doesn't think that it's a good thing to do. And Jughead has even voiced himself that he's not going to be a part of the Serpents, but then things happen. And but yeah, I think the drag race also isn't what people think that it's going to be. I mean, Jughead obviously feels like he needs to do this to prove something, but it doesn't end up being. Archie has a different kind of. Archie's plan for the drag race is something different.
Because he's so close to Betty, and Betty is close to the Black Hood now, who's
Yeah.
kind of the object of his obsession.
Mm-hmm.
Does that change the way Archie interacts with Betty at all?
I think it changes more how Betty interacts with Archie, because I think Betty, she was the first one to learn about, the what is it, the code, the
cipher.
exactly, and I think she knows more about the Black Hood than any of us. So I think, if anything, I think it would change the way she kind of communicates with Archie than the other way around.
Go ahead.
This season, obviously, we've seen Archie dealing with basically PTSD and how he deals with that. How was that for you to kind of have to portray this really intense, emotional anguish that's also like something that actually really affects people in real life.
Yeah, I think when I first got the first episode for season 2, I was really happy to finally get to kind of bite into something that was really challenging, and I was challenged by it, and I think I think when you have material that kind of makes you anxious and scared, is when you know that you're kind of doing what you should be doing, and you're doing something interesting that people are going to enjoy. So yeah, I was stoked that they decided to put Archie into this direction. I think it's been really fun. It's been fun to play. I think it's just like we're seeing a whole new side of Archie, which is really cool too, that we didn't get to see in the first season.
So when it comes to Archie's sort of quest for vengeance, avenging what happened to his dad and everything, we saw Hiram give him some sort of questionable advice. Veronica thought maybe he went a little far with it, but going forward, is Archie sort of looking to Hiram as sort of like, what would Hiram do in this situation, like almost to justify his actions?
I think Archie. I think there's a part of Hiram that Archie really admires, and I think he sees a lot of good qualities in Hiram, despite the bad things that he's done, or people think that he's done. But yeah, I think Archie sees him as a leader, and I think as his girlfriend's dad, I think he also needs to be on good terms with him. So I think he needs to find a way to somehow be on the same page with. They need to find a way to be on the same page with each other, and that's like another thing that we're exploring too.